Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. For some reason, Peter's blaming the loss on me. I'm not sure what I did, but the Oilers didn't do enough to win this hockey game today, but it seemed like they kind of did it at the same time. At the end of it all, though, the Tampa Bay Lightning take this afternoon match 6-4 over the Edmonton Oilers, despite the fact that the Edmonton Oilers outshoot the Tampa Bay Lightning 43-24. I believe Jack Michaels was saying there at the end of the broadcast the Oilers have lost all the games where they've had like 40 or more shots, so that's not good. But the Oilers they seem to find a way to get a lot of shots, but the finish and just wasn't there. So 4 goals still on the day, and 4 goals really has to be enough to win a hockey game. Seeing a lot of comments on Stuart Skinner and the defense. Skinner, I guess, only gives up 5 of the 6, and a couple of them, it's hard to say Skinner really had a shot on them, but when the shots are 43-24, we need Stu to come through, and the last 3 games, Stu has been amazing, giving elite-level goaltending, but that elite-level goaltending just was clearly not there today. Some poor defensive help in front of him as well. It wasn't entirely on Skinner, of course, but this was a game the Oilers were up 2-0, 3-2, 4-3, and 4-3, I believe it was like with 11 minutes to go in the third period. Tampa Bay scoring 2 goals, I believe around 31 seconds apart. Take the 5-4 lead. Get the empty netter to close it out. This is a game the Oilers will probably look back on and be pretty pissed off about. Yeah, Chase mentioning the power play there. It really, really let the Edmonton Oilers down today. And Jeremy, a disappointment for sure. Jeremy was at the game today in Tampa, so really feel for you, Jeremy. This was definitely one the Edmonton Oilers should have taken. But going back to the power play, 0 for 5 on the day. The Oilers didn't score. Seemed like there was nonstop penalties in the first and second. I didn't mind the Oilers' power plays in the first period. They didn't score, but you didn't feel like they lost momentum off not scoring. But into the second, their power play efficiency really dropped. You could feel it was actually a detriment. It was taking the Oilers out of the game. And, of course, so many penalties. Tampa Bay had 4 power plays of their own, so 9 penalties called on the day. And, of course, Tampa Bay winning the special teams battle, going 2 for 4. The Oilers did get a shorthanded goal from Derek Ryan. Derek Ryan, one of the guys who had a hell of a game today. 2 goals. The first goal of the hockey game, he barely touched it. I don't know how that puck went in the net. Real funny goal. It was on a breakaway. He touched it a little bit, but the puck more glided into the net. That gave the Oilers a 1-0 lead. The second goal, of course, my thumbnail for the video, a very, very special day for James Hamlin. Gets his first NHL goal, and it's not a deflection going in off somebody's leg. Just a beautiful top shelf shot for James Hamlin. And of course, he did the shout out to his mom. Sadly passed away from cancer a few years back, and he definitely dedicated that goal to her, and just a lot of feeling for James the Hammer Hamlin. Really happy for him. Really special, and that's also part of the reason why this loss really sucks. On such a special night for James Hamlin, you wish he could be celebrating it with a swarm in front of Stuart Skinner at the end of the hockey game. Instead, everyone's leaving this afternoon disappointed, but this game definitely dedicated to James Hamlin and his mom. Really special seeing him get that first goal. So happy for him, and like I said, I just wish it was in a winning effort so you could enjoy the win even more. Derek Ryan would later get his second of the night, and Evan Bouchard, I believe I mentioned earlier, had the 4th goal for the Edmonton Oilers that gave them a 4-3 lead in the third. But ultimately, guys, the Oilers just could not hold on to a lead to save their lives tonight. Up 2-0, like I said, 3-2, 4-3. Blew all those leads and ultimately fall this afternoon 6-4. So it puts them to 5-10-1 on the season now. So into the double digits in losses. And this loss, of course, breaks the winning streak. And this should definitely have been a 4-game winning streak that we'd be talking about for the boys today. Just not acceptable that they blew this hockey game. This was one they absolutely had to have. They were in perfect position to take it and just could not close it out. They needed better goaltending from Stuart Skinner. They needed to be better defensively. We saw some of the mistakes that have put the Oilers into a 10-loss hole so far this year creep back into their game. They had an amazing first period, I felt. They really outplayed Tampa. Tampa Bay got a lucky goal there at the end of the first to get back into it. And give the Tampa Bay Lightning credit. They never went away. They're not a team to be underestimated. They have so much talent, so many guys that can burn you, and those guys came in and burned the Oilers today. So it's just one of those ones where you really leave frustrated because you just knew this wasn't a game where the Oilers were outplayed. They outplayed the Tampa Bay Lightning, but they just couldn't get the saves when they needed them, couldn't shut it down defensively when they needed to. Tampa Bay stayed alive in this hockey game and managed to come all the way back. And just like the Oilers kind of stealing victory from the Seattle Kraken the other night, Seattle up 3-1. Oilers don't give up, come back and tie it, win it in overtime. Tampa doesn't need overtime today, but they do it to us in regulation, and it's a frustrating one. And like I said, very disappointing one. Just really wish the boys could have pulled this one out for James, the Hammer Hamlin. Congrats to Hammer, though. Gets his first NHL goal, and the Oilers at least have something to celebrate this afternoon, but it's going to be a very frustrating next couple days here. Florida Panthers on Monday. The Oilers definitely need to get back into the win column. You would hope that at least they could have pushed this one to overtime to at least get a point out of it. To walk away with 0 points today, just incredibly frustrating and entirely unacceptable. Seeing a few of you commenting if we could possibly see Calvin Pickard against the Florida Panthers. We got to see Calvin Pickard at some point here, whether it's the Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, and I think it's Washington Capitals next Friday. I don't know. I think after this performance with Stuart Skinner giving up 5 goals, why not try Pickard out now? It was hard to take Stuart Skinner out when he was playing so well the last 3 games. Some of the best numbers of his career. So after giving up 5, you can at least justify going to the other goaltender. Give Stu a night off. They'll give him a nice little break there. Let Calvin Pickard, who's been sitting on the bench since being called up, get into it. So I could definitely see Calvin Pickard going in on Monday against the Florida Panthers. But yeah, guys, I was really hoping we could be talking about a big victory for James Hamlin and for the team. They just desperately needed it, but this one's frustrating, unfortunate. The Oilers just have to put it behind them and try and get the next one against the Florida Panthers on Monday. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Take care, guys. Try to enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you soon.